That's probably how you've gotten anyone to Alicor or past.
Okay.
Is they probably use that.
Okay.
Currently, as lesser deities, your guys' like actual ability to manifest too much is kind of limited.
Okay.
It's more of isolated, like personal powers right now. Even very soon, you guys will get some of those kind of powers.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Nope, that's
Because I haven't asked before about any sea powers yet.
Yep.
So.
And that's a really good thing. Actually, did we give you a sea power?
No.
Oh fuck! We forgot to give you a power.
Yeah, I got nothing for the sea, but it has. Well, we haven't used it, so it has been.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Damn it! I wish you would have reminded me. I would have. I literally been like updating everybody's thing. I could have done that very easily.
I forgot, kind of, just mostly just because I'm like, he's probably working on it.
Nope, I just completely forgot.
No.
Jacobs isn't important enough.
No, that's fine. It's a secondary power. So like,
No.
yeah.
The thing is, it's not a secondary power though. It's just as important.
1-for-1.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 right now. So.
Yeah, so like some random stuff I had on here was talk with and summon sea creatures and sea monsters. Learn secrets that the oceans hold, like, well, because they've been here forever, and I want to know what's all sunken down there, and all the big bads, and where's Cthulhu, and
Where's the treasure?
Yeah, and then just gain power of like while I'm at the sea or whatever. You know, like if I'm battling on sea, it's just better in general. So kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, the in order to gain the knowledge stuff, you'd have to take one of the knowledge domains. That's specific to knowledge people to like just know where things are. As a god of sea, I can give you a lot of just vast general information, but I can't be like, there's a sunken treasure chest here.
Yeah,
or
no, and I wouldn't like not necessarily know that. Just mostly, like I said, yeah, I guess big events that have been lost to the ocean. Like Atlantis is, you know, over here.
Maybe a continent or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why, like I told you did send something off to the east.
Okay.
That's general. That's pretty much about as all you'll get from your like current divine rank.
Okay.
Is just like a tingle in your wee wee.
I feel a tingle.
Yeah.
I have to go pee over here, so we should sail in this direction.
Nice. I have to go 33,000 miles this direction and take a piss.
Yes.
Be right back.
It's like a compass.
But
point it at whatever you want the most. And follow your dream.
Follow the tingle.
Yeah, let's make sure you remind me. We should talk after this about powers, because we should definitely get you a power. Cause I went through the effort of giving everyone their power really quick to make sure everyone is up to power. But good thing you're going to the desert, so gotta see won't matter.
No, right. Well, depends. Maybe I could
bring in the
manifest some sea. That would
some
help.
like tidal waves.
Okay, you can manifest a bucket of seawater.
Summon tsunami.
Not drinkable. It's so water. Yeah. It's non-purifiable drinking water.
So,
You drink it, you will hallucinate, guaranteed.
we got Kenna. She'll purify the hell out of it.
Oh, it's a cleric spell.
Son
I
of a
mean, I
bitch.
could technically do it, but
You got the science.
I am not going to. I'm not going to use a 9th level spell slot to cast a level 1 spell.
Drinking water.
Considering you don't need to eat or drink. Yes,
Also, the sun doesn't bother me. I could be inside of the sun and it wouldn't bother me.
Ooh. Show off.
Well, the sun probably does radiant damage, so actually, probably not.
You have a power you have called the Hunted. The ship.
Yeah.
That's your other power.
Well, what do you mean? That's the seas? But I thought that was just...
No, Lucky SOB is your god power, your luck power. The Call the Haunted was your sea power.
Oh. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Because, I mean, I remember that was, like, just kind of like the potential thing. Like, it was on the sheet, and then I would get it after I got my ship back. So I thought it was kind of part of the Jacob's package. I didn't know it was...
Ship. Unless, like, the thing is... Oh, wait, no, actually... Yeah, because the ship is too powerful of an artifact to be a separate item just to have to hang around. That's a power specifically for gods.
Okay.
If you want something different, we can give you something different.
No, that's fine. Like I said, just, like, eventually, just something with sea creatures.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are still basically nobodies in terms of gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
What names?
yeah, you're still very, very low on the totem pole.
Yeah, I didn't know that the ship was the sea power.
Yeah, we've actually, now that I think about it, we've had this conversation before because we talked about that because when you took over for Baron, that's what you gained.
Okay. Well, like I said, I thought it was just, like I said, the Jacobs package. I just had to fight for it.
No, that was your hat that you fought for.
Okay.
But you haven't got a chance to use.
Yeah, no, not really. I'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically most of your guys' items you haven't used all that much, but yeah. Anyways. Hi, Anubis.
Oh, just ignoring your mom, aren't you?
Okay, so. Is there anything you guys would like to take care of before you guys head to one of the desert locations, or is there... Which desert location would you guys like to go to? The plateau or the town?
I mean, there's probably some stuff that I would do in the interim, but I don't think anything that's imminently relevant to Alicor.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can take... We can just say some time passes. We don't have to be specific. You know, take care of some personal business. Is there anything, like, specific that you want to take care of?
No, not really.
Okay.
Are you gonna try and find Santa?
Oh, I mean, if I have time, then yeah. Otherwise, I thought we were kind of using this just to get ready and go.
I mean, I don't.
We can do whatever. If you guys want to go talk to Santa.
Alright, point me in his direction.
I will give the bare minimum amount of support, which is to say I'll spare 10 minutes of time from each of my days, and I will my full complement of spells that I'm not otherwise using are at your disposal.
Oh, neat.
Alright.
And I can get you access to like the Feywild, although you probably shouldn't go there unchaperoned. Sounds like a bad idea.
Just send him off to the Feywild.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, I'm sure you'd be fine, but you might be there for a very long time.
Oh.
I've learned in 10 minutes, come back, spent 12,000 years.
Why didn't you come get me?
Or you might get stuck someplace.
No, I wouldn't be there that long. You would definitely come get me.
There's a definite possibility I might forget, to be honest.
Well, okay, the other two would remember my existence.
That's more likely, yes.
Where'd he go? He's shipping. Oh,
So I'm going to give you a 25% chance of finding him because of how difficult he is in general to track down. Because you're God of Luck, I will go ahead and give you 2 rolls, though.
Okay.
So
Is
you
he
can...
Jack Santa? I can't remember.
What's that?
I can't remember what Chris Claus is. Has he got a picture and stuff of him?
Yeah, he should be in the notes.
Yeah, Jack Santa.
Yeah, Santa.
12-pack.
Chris Claus, there he is. Sorry.
He's got the cigar,
Oh yeah, he's
the frickin' deer skull armor.
Yep. And then that badass reindeer on crack. With his fucking... But he doesn't have his bag.
No. Losing all this stuff.
What?
Yeah, so okay, so do you wanna... Why don't you go ahead and give me 2 percentage rolls? If you just want to do them on roll 20, that'll probably work easiest.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, it don't matter either way if you want to do it personally. Low is good, we'll do. Because, you know, rip.
Yeah. That's just kind of how we've been doing it also in general.
Yeah.
It's easy to just standardize.
Alright, hey, one is...
Despite the fact that other...
Well, first roll is 99.
Good start, good start.
Yep. Second roll is 85. Great.
Nope.
So for some reason you think that he's down in Alicor. He got shot down over Baghdad.
Oh. Wow, I rolled again for the hell of it. 86. No, there's no way.
Oh, good thing you're not playing. You'd be dead right now.
Blaming me for killing Christmas. So Viticus killed shot down Santa. So.
Well, so you took Christmas away, but he stopped it from ever coming back.
Yeah, he's like that asshole neighbor that's always like trying to get in the way of the hero's way to bring it back.
That's the least bad thing that he's done.
Well, yes, most likely. I guess another day then.
Oh well, I guess I'll keep his book safely locked away.
For now.
The scroll.
Right, scroll. List.
Alright, so side quest aside, you guys want to head out then?
I assume that would meet in Leoville.
Yep, you guys can all get there
Right.
fairly easy, so.
Once we're done doing our downtime stuff.
Sounds good. Actually, a good thing to note, actually, once you guys get back to Leoville and actually spend some time there, you guys have, just, you pick up general bits of information while you're sitting at taverns and walking through places and whatnot, and, again, your generals and everything tell you some information. Now that you guys are in Leoville, you do hear a little bit more about the Nightsong Forest and the events going on there. That's where the Wood Elves kind of stop communicating with the outside world. You have heard that a singular elf has appeared in the western town
It's Will Ferrell.
of the fucking Santa.
Looking for Santa.
Damn it, now I want this to be a thing, but no, it's not. Goddamn. I love that accidents like that. No. Yeah, so in the little town right to the west of the Nightsong Forest, a singular elf has come out, and apparently he's kind of speaking. He's like a doomsayer. He's like talking about the end times basically, and scaring all the locals.
Santa will smite all of you.
Yeah.
Alright, some kind of elf doomsayer over
Yep.
there.
The only reason why it's important is because it is quite far away, and yet you're hearing news from it. It's like literally like 500 miles away, almost 600 miles away, and it's causing enough minor panic that people are talking about it here in the city.
Quite the pipes on that one.
Just screaming it throughout the town.
Yeah, we're hearing about it all the way over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a minor settlement where it's actually a pretty big trader of Leoville, because that actually is where like their logging stuff was. And so like the town right next to the Nightsong Forest was actually a pretty bustling trade community before the elves shut themselves in. So it is relevant.
We could swing by there and talk to this guy. I'd be interested to see what kind of apocalypse he's looking into.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that happens all the time.
It would be nice to keep tabs on which one.
Certainly. If it's an actually important one, or if it's just one of the lesser ones that fizzle out naturally.
There's always an Achillean destroyer.
Exactly.
What?
Would you guys like to swing by the village then? And
Might as well.
Sure.
You're not up for a walk, are you? Or can we just poof?
Why would we walk there?
So poof?
they also have airships that go there, so.
I'll just teleport us there with my book.
Okay.
Just open a gate to within 5 miles of the village.
Yeah, I imagine that there's probably some poor villagers that you continuously scare the shit out of because you always appear in the middle of their field.
Just like drool.
Like you could actively not appear, but it's become a thing for you, so you just do it now for fun. It's that the fey mischievousness of you. You always step on the same plant over and over.
Always trying to regrow.
Yeah, you make crop circles.
Oh, definitely. Just like out of like habit or instinct, not even actively thinking about it. Just like
So you guys like teleport into this field and suddenly like Canada starts walking around like in like predetermined like locations, and you guys just watch her for like 10 minutes before she's like, "All right, I'm ready." Yes. So walking to this town, it's actually quite interesting because there's actually quite a large crowd gathering around this town. So this town is one of the bigger actual towns. Rather than just being the governor's palace and a few large buildings like shops and stuff, there's actually a fairly large temple, a small library, some government buildings, and then some bazaar-like structures set up to create a very big trading community. And then to the north of the village is a lumber mill, where prior to the village kind of shutting down, what they did is they had a deal with the elves where they would clear cut chunks of the forest, then the elves would go through and regrow the trees before they cut more wood. So they had a pretty beneficial deal with one another. That's all closed down now, but the traders still kind of come through here just because it's the best route for doing a big trade circle. And the crowd gathered is not anywhere near the bazaar, though. It's actually like kind of outside, semi-near where the temple is, because the temple is like the first structure coming into town. Pretty large crowd, even for the size of this village. Like, there's more people here than live in this village. And that's something you guys would notice just walking on the main road coming into this area.
By the way, I will be in incognito mode, which is what I normally do in populated areas, which constitutes just me putting my hood up.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
You all put your hoods up.
I don't.
I mean, I'm still wearing, like a robe and cloak, like woven from the night sky, like Fey crafted, but whatever. Incognito.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts.
Yep. Okay, so we have like God of Darkness, basically, a pirate captain, and what is clearly an archmage walking around.
Incognito.
They're incognito.
And I'm just talking to Pierce about what have you.
Let me roll a perception check. They rolled a 7. They know it's you. No,
Pierce, I can't get some of the crew to stop falling apart. What do I do? It just
Have you tried glue?
Yes. It doesn't matter how many times I strap and glue their bones together. They just keep falling apart when they, jump off cliffs and shit.
Have you tried waterproof glue?
Possibly. I'll check that out.
Cliffs, it's usually wet below the cliffs, so it might help.
The humidity on the way down takes the glue apart.
I mean, I've tried to teach them diving techniques. They just don't seem to get it. They just kind of hit Splared Eagle and splat everywhere.
Yeah, there's not too many Assassin's Creed games.
No. It's hilarious when they
So, to Jacob's dismay, the crowd doesn't actually notice him this time.
Oh.
Normally, any town he walks into, he becomes a center of attention pretty quickly, because one, he's well known, just for being a captain of a ship and a all-around trader of sorts. Not a single person even bothers to look over at you, but you guys actually very quickly understand why, and it's just because you hear this person just screaming from the center of town. And while they're not saying anything very specific, they are speaking of doom and the end times. Typical doomsayer stuff for some of it, but there's a couple things that catch note to you guys. One of them is a reference to an undead horde from the south, which no one over here really knows about the invasion, aside from, like, the people that are sailors. And most of those actually stop at the Southern Hook, and then the Southern Hook pirates are the ones that go east. So unless they're actually specifically telling them what's going on, it's not likely that they know too much about the invasion. Aside from, like, the deserts of Alikor have always been a haunted place of undead, which is why people don't go there. But he's speaking of specific events like the siege of the city of Alikor, the rising of the Old Kingdom, which will reckon the world, and that a new king will be placed upon the world to rule over them. And he keeps speaking that the only way to save ourselves is to go to this remote location and kill yourself.
All right, Kool-Aid man.
Terrible advice.
There's several wagons that are already lined up with gear and teams of people aboard them. So people are actually listening.
Seem to be on board for this suicide pact.
It's actually more of a magical effect. You would be able to tell pretty quickly.
This is awfully annoying.
So this man is spewing magical gibberish and getting people to go along.
Yes, and inaccurate information. The horde is an ocean away. They shouldn't be worried about it at this point, at least.
Not yet. There's mountains and an ocean in between. It's quite some distance.
I'm sure there have been larger undead hordes in closer proximity in the past, and they haven't all gone killing themselves.
Huh.
So it seems to be some sort of magical compulsion.
It is. You don't know to what extent, like whatever effects it is, like your guys' base generic resistances is enough to overcome it, so it's not very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's very minor, which means it's probably just very subtle.
So how many wagons are loaded, ready to go?
So there's 3 fairly large wagons. They're Teamster wagons, so they carry about 20 people each.
Okay. And
so about 60 people's worth of wagons.
They're like getting ready, or they're starting, or
they're mostly ready. They're just like gathering people up. They're just gathering some bread and water because they plan on dying once they get there.
Right,
so they're just
right.
sustenance.
Okay, well, yeah, I break all their wagons. I walk up and I just
kick the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. I kick a wheel off.
Okay.
I walk up to the one in front, so it'll block it, and then I kick one off, and then when someone starts accosting me, I'll continue to walk to the next second.
You will ignore them?
Yeah, I will ignore them, walk to the second and the third, and kick off a wheel.
Okay, so you kick the first wheel and just shatter it into dozens of pieces, and the wagon semi-tips over, like a 3/4 tip over, because it's a wheeled wagon.
Right.
And you just hear "heretic" from the elf.
Yep.
And
been called worse.
And Kenna, you catch a definite energy surge from the elf, like a spell went off. You weren't quick, you weren't paying attention to him enough. You're probably discussing your spell list with yourself.
Yeah, I am actually doing that. Yeah.
And you just felt like an energy surge, like a spell went off, but you were unsure of what.
I'm gonna head over towards him. I don't know how far away from.
Too many people in your way to actually get through, so unless you force your way through.
Rock could do
it. Yes, Rock could.
It's either that or I'll get out my broom and I'll fly over them.
Rock would just literally shoulder through everyone.
Yeah, he would. Do we want to go that route? And just say that's what he would do? I
think so.
Okay. So Rock just kind of pushes past people, and the first 4 people try and stop him, but when they offer no more resistance than butter to a hot knife, they quickly stop trying because the first 2 people end up with broken limbs.
Just for grabbing him.
Yeah, I mean
it's really their fault.
He's literally a tank going down people. He just walks forward, and if they don't move, they get crushed. So they quickly disperse, but the elf you can now see is standing around. There's a circle that goes out from him. You can't see anything, but there's no one within that circle. They're pushed up against the circle where it's about 15 feet out from him.
I'm gonna call out to him and say, what master do you serve, harbinger of the end?
He does not acknowledge you. He's just screaming curses at Jacobs.
Yeah.
Kenny, go ahead and give me a knowledge religion roll.
Sure. A lot.
Okay, good enough.
3.
So you would see that he is definitely not like a druid, which should be in these woods, or
Okay.
even like a shaman of any kind. So he is wearing what looks to be like a it's a surcoat with undershirt and then like not of this era pants, and it's all adorned in like black, gray, and he's wearing an amulet that has a symbol you haven't seen in this realm in like since before your time of being alive here before, several thousand years old. It's a symbol of an old one.
Oh, like Far Realm stuff.
Yeah, and like you can, and now that you're closer, you can see that his hair is like he only actually has like small clots of hair, and it's all just like gray and looks like it's ready to fall off his head at any point in time. And his eyes are just like milky white.
Well, that's curious.
Like, you will be the bringer of doom. You must help us stop him.
Who's he talking to?
He's yelling at Jacobs while Jacobs is running around kicking the wheel. No one stops him, by the way.
I'll walk over and help kick another guy. See if he yells at me too.
I'm gonna approach closer so I'm like next to the like circle of people that are
Not
can't.
entering.
Yeah. I'm like conjure a stick and poke it.
Yeah, let me just take 2 seconds to. Is the stick magical?
Yeah, it's a minor conjuration, so it's
Okay. It is suppressed once it enters there, so it disappears.
okay. Yep. So it just like shatters.
Yep. You would immediately know it as an anti-magic circle.
It's magic. Okay. Fun. Does
Anti-magic field.
yeah? So the base.
Oh, sorry. 10 feet up, not 15.
15 feet. Okay.
It's 10 feet, not 15. I thought it was 15.
Okay. That spell doesn't work on deities, does it?
No. It's not. Oh, actually, yeah, it wouldn't actually work on your. It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't work on your stick even.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you casted it.
Right. Yeah.
But you would recognize it.
Okay.
You would feel the tingle.
Good try.
Jacob felt the tingle.
I will
Yeah.
step into it.
Like the sheer look of horror on his face when you like walk into it. He's like, "You are one of the bringers of the end times," and he cuts his throat. He just pulls out a knife and just stabs it into his throat and drags it across in like the most gruesome way you could possibly imagine, and he just falls limp to death.
Tiresome.
And like people flip shit and they flee. They're just like there's mass panic and like stampeding. Like there's like at least a dozen people that are currently dead because of the stampeding.
Just going to look very annoyed, like, people are so stupid.
Yes, that is literally the take I wanted to come from this.
Fierce. Can't you slap him and ask him a few questions?
You could stop him from dying.
Yes, I can. I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
Thought so.
this guy's like bleeding out all over the place, and he's like dead on the ground, and then like half a minute goes by, and you just see him like blink on the ground. He's like, "What?"
Thought
Relax.
you could get away, huh?
You don't come around here without asking to die first.
Like, so he gets up, and there's like, it's disgusting. Like, there's blood everywhere. Like,
A lunch alive.
all parts of like anything that could have come out of that hole came out of that hole. So there's like, different
my
gross
God.
shit in his throat, and like, he got a good stab in there with the dagger. So.
So he like stabbed it in there and like ripped out all the bits.
Yep. And it's now just dangling in front of him.
Okay.
As he's standing here confused as to why he's not dead. Like he's like, what? Huh? Huh?
It's an awfully
Who are
rude
you?
way of
Where are
exiting
you?
a conversation.
What's that?
It's an awfully rude way of exiting a conversation.
I don't talk to the harbingers of doom.
I thought that was you.
No, you are the bringers.
Oh,
I am the warner of the doom.
doesn't
I am trying to stop it
How?
by sending people to their death.
That
Seems backwards.
It will feed the creature so he doesn't come.
he's a worshipper of aberrations. His logic is non-existent.
Go ahead.
You're non-existent. You appear in my mind. By the way, this guy's
Case in
like...
point.
Well, sorry I made you waste your power on this fool.
Oh yeah, like so, like he continued to try and kill himself. So like, there's like several more stab wounds that he
Oh my
goes through.
God. Which beast do you speak of?
Someone should take his knife.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Rock.
He gets in a couple of stabs. It's like, oh, we should probably get rid of it.
Sorry, what? Someone asked me.
What beast do you speak of?
Oh, the great beast below, of course.
The beast below. No, I think we put that back below, right?
Yes, that we had. Yeah,
Oh, that's fine. We dealt with that.
that one's over.
What? What do you mean? He cannot
Well,
be killed.
We fought it and sent it back below.
Yes.
We didn't kill it, right?
I
We
have
just,
visions. He awakens even now.
well, thank you for the forewarning.
He is coming for us all.
Yes,
Dick,
I'm
do
sure
you
he
actually
is.
get kind of a tingle?
Oh.
For future reference, it would be much appreciated if you took this to the proper authorities rather than riling things up in this town and convincing people to kill themselves.
Future reference. He's a corpse.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Won't really matter.
Just remember, guy.
It's possible he could find his way back some way or another.
There will be more. The Doomsayers are on their mission. Everyone will hear of the Great One appearing.
Where?
Everyone will go to feed the beast.
Where are you sending these envoys to?
I'm not telling you, you're a heretic.
I slap him. Tell me.
Okay, he's like, to the east!
Thank you.
To the east.
He's-
Alacor?
no, actually to the Tower of Time.
To the Tower of Time. So they're sending the sacrifices there, or
The
Yep.
Doomsayers. Oh, this is weird.
they're like, hey, go over there and kill yourself.
Yep, they're trying to
Okay.
send... Well, that general direction. He doesn't actually say. He says to the Great Tower to the east, which you're assuming is the Tower of Time.
Right, yeah, I mean that's the great tower.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, like in game, you know of dozens of towers on the way there, and like as a stupid peasant, he could think any of them are great.
He's got grand things on his mind. He's probably thinking the Tower of Time.
If this is important, then that is where. Oh, that's good to know.
Hey, look at that. You didn't die in vain. You accomplished
And die at all. I am invincible.
Remember,
I must be chosen by the gods.
I mean, it might seem that way.
Not untrue.
you were chosen. Come back for a second.
By the gods. To answer some questions.
By the way, there are still people around watching this shit go down, so there's people that are just like gawking at you guys.
Yeah.
So Alyssa's gonna fly over to one of them and be like, "You should go home and forget about this. It would be bad to follow his."
Oh my god, if Solus flies to them, they run away.
Oh, wait, no! Stop running! I'm friendly, and he chases them.
Yeah, I imagine, yep. Yeah, so...
We're all friendly.
Yep.
Alright.
He probably is like, "Oh man, this is a fun game of tag."
Yep.
So what do we do with this one? Is there anything else we can get out of him that's useful?
Don't think doubts.
Where,
For you. He will come. All of you.
where are
Yes, we know.
Where are you coming from? Where are you Doomsayers originating?
We come from everywhere.
Yes.
Slap him.
His voice calls throughout the realm.
Is there a specific part of everywhere which is more important?
I don't understand your question.
If we give you a map, can you point?
Maybe. Yes, I could point.
Do you feel a connection to the others like you, to the other doomsayers?
No, we only hear the voice of our master.
Where does that voice emanate from? The tower?
My head
I figured.
speaks to me directly because I am chosen.
I think he's lost a lot of blood.
Yes.
There's not one left in him. It's all on the ground.
That's why I said a lot.
Is it, is this, you said he's an elf?
Yes.
Is it only the, elven kind who are susceptible to hear his voice?
The elves are the chosen ones, I believe. But I don't pretend to know everything. I only know what my master told me. The others I've met have been elves, so I would assume yes. He did come from the woods, so it's kind of hard to say that he knows anything other than the elves.
Yeah.
For now, we can assume that it's their issue. They haven't been seen from recently, or they haven't been heard from recently, right?
Shut up. So the Night Song Forest is magical, so you can only enter if they choose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just wander around aimlessly, then end up walking back out of the woods. If Kenna really wanted to enter, she could definitely devise a purging method to get through.
Or, like, I'm sure there are parts that are, like, Fey portal areas we could go through via the Feywild.
Yep, exactly.
Probably would be my chosen route of entry.
Yep.
Give me a minute. I gotta make a phone call for work real quick. I just gotta. So yeah, I'll be back in like probably 3-4 minutes.
Alright, well, I don't have any more questions for this person.
Please, let him drop dead.
I show him a map. Can you point?
He tears up your map.
That's not pointing.
He's like, doom, when he points at you.
I'll let him drop dead.
And you're dead.
Sorry, Kenna. That was one of your maps.
That's like a random one. It's actually a map of the Feywild you've been working on for like 6,000 years.
Actually, I keep copies.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Kenna would do.
I'll be right back.
I just have one of my minions, like, make copying maps, like the frickin' monks and medieval.
Same guy who does your mail?
Yep. Just like, I need you to make 100 copies of this map. Just, in case I need them.
I'm friends with Jacobs and Pierce. I need a lot of copies of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why all the important stuff goes in the book.
Yes. So,
go to the bathroom real quick while they're gone.
okay.
Alright, I'm back. Nope. I must have gone to do something.
I'm back. Is anyone here?
I'm in the background.
mic back?
Apparently not.
Do you have any questions for me, Ben, while we're waiting? I know you like to have a lot of questions, so.
None that I can think of right now.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So what's up? What are we doing? We choking this guy out?
Nah, he's dead.
Alright, again. Sweet.
Yep. We're done with him.
Alright.
He ripped up a map and then he died.
He ripped up a map?
Yep.
What a dick.
That's why we let him die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, well, that was unnecessary.
You don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's don't need to be rude.
We're
Oh.
just gets you nowhere.
Apparently there is. Well, that was an interesting thing.
Yeah, a little chat.
Might have to look into that. Do you know anything about the? Can you sense anything about the beast below?
I don't. I haven't. Not recently. Let me ohm on it.
I want to say that when he mentioned that, like, the beast awakens now, you did feel like a shiver go down your spine, like something
Felt a
maybe
tingle in my
happening.
wee-wee.
What's that?
Felt a tingle in my wee wee.
No, that's for other things.
Ah, okay.
This was a tingle somewhere else.
This is a tingle in your bum bum.
Ah, no, my butt fucker. So I felt something, but I wasn't sure what.
No,
I'm going to say
actually-
it was that.
Actually, in all honesty, based on everything, you would have actually probably got a minor headache temporarily for like a couple seconds.
Oh.
Curious.
I take a big old swig of magical booze.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell whether it's just like your general always like consecutive hangover or if it's
Same different.
something new.
Did we know up to now that these guys are associated with the primordial ones? Are associated with the far realm?
Nights on Forest? Absolutely.
No, the like the beast below.
No, they're not.
Okay, it's just
The beast
this
below,
guy.
like, the Colossus that you guys have seen, they are not a part of that kind of thing.
Okay, it's just that
Just
They are native to this plane.
this dude is being whispered to by something that's telling them things about that, probably.
Yep.
Okay.
I
Fun.
mean, if he's getting like, if he's like a doomsayer who's actually getting visions, he might be just visioning things underwater too.
Maybe. I have some things that I could try doing for that, but not right now. I don't think it's immediately urgent unless you guys do.
Suddenly, the world is taken over. Oops, should have looked into that.
Oh, darn.
No, I mean, this is the first time you've heard anything of it, so it's very unlikely that it's anything urgent immediately.
So